This is Jacob, and you are watching Is My Shit Tight? And ladies and gentlemen, it's very tight. It's very tight indeed. It's so tight, it's squeaking.
In this video, watch Jacob react to Tyler, the Creator, and his album, IGOR. We played the album using Jabra headphones. Check out the link in the description. Do you know who Tyler, the Creator is?
I do. He is on top of his game. So if you have some of that, I'd love to hear it.
It's a song called Earfquake, and this is from his new album, IGOR.
Okay. Again, you know, Tyler, the Creator is one of these guys that from the moment one of his tracks play, you go, oh, okay, all right. This is the real deal. This is the real guy. Yeah, Tyler, the Creator is in the stratified field of modern urban music. He is universally loved, universally well received, universally well reviewed, eclectic production, bold. I think he's one of these guys that is writing the book for the future of music. He's definitely one of those guys. And just listen to this, I can hear it. It reminds me a little of, sounds like it could be an Andre 2000 record. You know what I'm saying? Plus he has a great sense of humor, from what I've heard. No, big fan. It's, listen, guys, friends, I've reached the age where new musical styles excite me, you know, and this is...
This sounds new?
Oh, it sounds all new to me. It sounds old school and new. It has that, you know, that je ne sais quoi, that ineffable thing. I mean, you could break this down by every 30 seconds and say, oh, check what he did out there. Listen to this or listen to that. So, yeah, I'm a big fan. Tyler, the Creator. He's certainly a creator.
How does that one make you feel?
Happy. He makes happy music. He doesn't make angry. Listen, we need our Kendrick Lamars, which again, it's almost impossible to think about that record. The Kamasi Washington album. Holy shit. And I was listening to Kamasi Washington being interviewed, and he said that making that Kendrick Lamar album was the hardest thing he'd ever done. He had never pushed himself or been pushed harder or more exhausting or never doubted himself more than making that fucking record.
So what do you think about the Tyler, the Creator, that song in particular?
I'm a big fan.
You said it sounds new. What about it sounds old and new?
The vocals.
Okay, if you could tell Tyler, the Creator, anything about it, what would you tell him?
I love the vocals. I love the background vocals, especially. I can tell they put a lot of work in the vocals. Again, I think you're one of these unique artists that's redefining what it means to be black in America. It's very important that there are people like Tyler, the Creator, and Gaslamp Killer, and all these guys. They're very important, you know? That low-end theory crew. All of these guys, they're all changing the world, aren't they? One little bit at a time.
Fun fact, this album is the first hip-hop album where the artist produced every single song, no co-production.
Really?
Number one.
Really?
What do you think about that?
Well, I think he's a genius. Well, that's a word that gets floated around with him, isn't it? And isn't he kind of nerdy? And isn't he not one of these big...
He skateboards,
he's one of those.
Yeah, he's different.
He's different. And what crew did he come out of?
Odd Future.
Odd Future.
Yep.
Solange, Kanye West, Pharrell Williams.
Yep.
Oh, of course. Yes. Now I know who this guy is with the blonde hair.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
that's the video for this song.
Yes. Charlie Wilson, Santa Gold. Now Santa Gold's a whole different school of music completely. So in mixing genres is very important. Jack White. Well, I've only got one word: running out of time, because that's what I am. I'm running out of time. Do I hit it?
Yep.
So 80s. Again, the vocals in the back. Sense of humor. Spends a lot of time writing this music. This is not easy to do. And props for no beat. no big beat. Sometimes the beat just gets in the way of the song. So now and there's the beat. Oh, it's a wonderful beat too. Wow. There's a lot going on in there. If I was a young man today, this would be the music that I'd be seeking out. I'd be like a Tyler, Creator nerd, and I'd be saying, oh man, you gotta listen to this record, Igor. You gotta hear this guy, man. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. That's what I'd be saying. I'd be saying, this ain't no textbook shit. Listen to what this guy is doing. Listen to the vocals. Listen to the Beach Boys. You can hear that he listened to all that. He was listening to 60s music. His parents were probably playing the Mamas and the Papas and the Beach Boys and Earth, Wind, and Fire and Teddy Pendergrass. So I enjoyed that one. New Magic Wand. Oh, I like this already. I like those. That's very England. That's very grimy, you know? Oh, dude, I'd go crazy for this record. A Boy's a Gun.
Okay.
Man, puppet. The music producer in me is that if you don't catch me in the first 10 seconds, I'm moving on. So every one of these, I've given him their 10 seconds, and I'm loving every one. What's good? Oh, that's old school right there. That's like Bomb Squad production. See, he has different styles, too. Now, this is like a hardcore, and this has that minor chord dissonance. Gone, gone, thank you. Again, a completely different style. This is what I love. Every song starts out with a completely different style. You know how hard that is to do, ladies and gentlemen? To come up with a different sonic scheme for every piece of music. It's so easy to do the same shit over and over and over again. Again, Outcast. This is very DIY. This song especially here, this could be done by Animal Collective, by any of those kind of quote-unquote, I hate to say it, ladies and gentlemen, but I have to use the word. What? Tyler, this one, Gone, Gone, I think this is the most impressive of them all. This is some kind of song, and the vocal delivery is, I don't know where you come up with it. This is the most adventuresome production of all of this stuff. I can tell a lot of work went into this one. And the little la 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 la. You know, there's this new kind of, there's a band called Beth Costantino, and they play this, light, very sweet, very well-written California pop music. And it sounds a little bit like that Best Coast kind of thing. It's joyous, and it's as far from a hip-hop song but again, maybe that's an insult too. Hip-hop, what the hell does that mean? It's very adventuresome. This guy's got way too much talent. But again, that's why he's Tyler, the Creator, isn't he? That's why he is on top of his game.
That was your favorite one out of all of them so far?
So far. Are we still friends? Oh, now we're talking old school. But baby, I love you. And my heart. See, I love old school. So now this is a classic 4/4. But again, he takes an old school soul hook and quirks it up. Idiosyncratic-y. All right, he is Igor's theme. You're off the hook. I do like Earfquake too. I think. It's got that scratchy old record sound behind it. Tyler. Wow. Tyler, the Creator. Well, what can you say? He's like one of the geniuses of the age, isn't he? Listen, Outkast. They were pretty spectacular. And that last album, Speakerbox. What the fuck happened? How is it that all these years later that we have not gotten any more music out of those guys? What the fuck? And I'm sorry, big boy. I'm sorry, big boy.
Yeah, because he dropped an album like 2 years ago.
He did, and I'm sorry, big boy, and I listened to it, but sorry. Without your partner, it's like Lennon McCartney. This is what I hear. I hear Outkast. I hear that exciting. I hear that the talent. I hear this. I'm hearing Outkast. What Outkast should be doing. Tyler, the Creator, seems like the logical extension of what Andre 3000 and Big Boy were doing at that incredible peak. And then Andre Benjamin wanted to become a movie star. And guess what, Andre? It didn't happen, did it? Big Boy? Nah, it didn't happen. And what you've done is instead of making more beautiful music, you could have had another 5 or 6 records we could have been listening to now. But no. So, Tyler, the hell am I talking about you for? You're in your own league. He's one of these guys who's in his own league.
Now, what would you tell someone that's never heard his music why they should maybe listen to it?
I would say, get rid of your preconceived notions of what art or music is supposed to do. These are the soundtrack to your life. Musical snobbery. And I have been a musical snob, ladies and gentlemen. I have been a musical snob. I can tell you that bands like Journey, Don't Stop Believing. As a kid, man, I would stab you through the heart if you played that record in my house. So I have found that musical snobbery gets in the way. So whatever your preconceived notions are, throw them away, man. Music is music is music. Maybe my generation had a bit of a more problem with it. You know, black music when I was young was not about empowerment. It really was about making records that white people wanted to buy. Nowadays, everybody listens to hip hop. 1970s and the early 80s, you know, a lot of white people weren't really listening to hip hop. There was a huge backlash against hip hop. The rock and rollers hated it for good reason, because it was usurping the bullshit that white rock was. It was so real. And it was the reality, I think, that scared. So I don't know. I would have a completely different opinion I was 30 or if I were 25. It's a great sounding album. I mean, it's an album you would have to sit with. It's an album that you would listen to over and over and over again. It would be an album that to some people right now, it's the greatest album they've ever heard, and it will be the best when they're sick, when they're my age, they're going to go back and listen. Well, I can say this. I can say, 3 Foot High and Rising by De La Soul was a very important record to me. And when I got that record, and I listen to it now 30 years later, it's still a very important record to me. It really was a whole different thing. And there were a few bands. There was a band called X-Clan. I don't know if you knew X-Clan. Hardcore, man. These guys were Public Enemy.
Okay.
X-Clan were
What's the
hardcore.
song?
I can't remember any of theirs.
I'll put one of
They
theirs.
never had a hit.
Okay,
But their power. They were so angry. And their delivery, just like Chuck D, and that incredible production. So I remember, and the Booyah Tribe, I don't know if you remember those guys, giant Samoans, man. These were giant dudes with the pigtails and the tattoos. And I just remember, bam! And if I still listen to that music, I'm just like, wow. So I think this is going to be one of those albums, People are probably going to listen to Speaker Box 30 years from now and still, Hey Ya is going to be one of those records. I Can Be Real. I mean, Mrs. Jackson. So I think he's one of those guys. This is Jacob, and you are watching Is My Shit Tight? And ladies and gentlemen, it's very tight. It's very tight indeed. It's so tight, it's squeaking. Remember, hit the subscribe button.